So, this might be hard to hear, but the life you're living is just a reflection of the person you are being. So, it's a reflection of the beliefs you have, it's a reflection of the focus where your attention goes most of the time. It's a reflection of your thoughts and your beliefs. You could not have this life, whatever it looks like. You would not still be here, especially if you've been trying and trying and trying to get from this place to another place. Like, you would not still be here if who you were was not an identical match energetically to where you are. So, your current reality is just a reflection of your current beliefs, and we're going to talk about it. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Juditha, and on this channel we talk about all things mindset. We talk about your goals, your dreams, your insecurities, all those things that go into creating your dream life, because I'm trying to do the same thing. So trust me when I say that I get it. I've been where you are, and sometimes I still am right there with you, okay? So today, like I said, I want to talk about how your current reality is a reflection of your current beliefs, or like who you currently are right now and how to change it. So how do I know that this is true? Well, something that I want you to think about, right, is that imagine if you were the type of person who was not afraid to be seen failing, right? Imagine if you were the type of person who believed that everything is always working out for you. Like, imagine if you never doubted whether or not you could do something, be something, have something. Like, imagine what kind of life you would live if there was nothing holding you back. If even the reality of not having enough money or time or support, whatever it is, imagine if you were the type of person who you didn't see limitations. So even though all those things existed in your reality, you still never let them stop you. What kind of life would you be living if you were that person? Because I'm telling you right now, it wouldn't be a life that you don't like. It wouldn't be a life that feels uncomfortable. It would be a life where you are fulfilling every desire that you have, because that is the person that you are, and those are the beliefs that you have. If you truly, like, really and truly believe that there is no limitation, like, it doesn't matter what reality is telling you, then you will behave as someone who does not care what reality is telling them, and you would be delusional. Like, you would be like one of those people who you don't understand. Like, why are you happy all the time? Like, there's so much going wrong for you. What is there to be happy about? But that's the thing, and that's the big lesson that this school of life is trying to teach all of us, is that it's not about the destination. Like, it's not about the money. It's not about the possessions. It's not about the career position, the dream life. It's not even about that. What it really is about is the feelings that you feel and your ability to feel them no matter what reality looks like right now. Like, it's your ability to be able to be happy before the things that you think would make you happy come into your life. It's also about, like, are you able to feel abundant even when your bank account is not a reflection of the abundance that you wish you had, right? Because abundance is more than one thing. It's not just money. It exists in many forms, but if that door is closed in your mind, then there's no way in hell that you're going to be able to perceive it when it opens in real life. Like, there's no way in hell that you'll be able to look around and see how you are already abundant exactly where you are. So that's how I know that your reality is a reflection of your beliefs. And I'll even give you another example. Like, back in college, right, when I thought of myself as the type of person who was just blunt, like, I would just say what needs to be said. Like, it doesn't matter whose feelings got hurt. Like, if I thought it, I spoke it. Like, there was no real time in between me having a thought and then me just spitting it out, right? And as a result of that identity that I had and the beliefs that I had, which were, I'm allowed to say what I want to say. Like, it's the truth, right? The truth hurts sometimes, but it is what it is. Like, those are my beliefs around my own identity, and then just about the world in general. Like, I felt as if I told you the truth, like, you should be happy, right? But what actually ended up happening to me was I ended up losing a lot of friends. I ended up encountering a lot of people. Ow, my nail got stuck. I ended up encountering a lot of people who did not appreciate that aspect of my personality, right? And it took me losing a few friends before I got it, before I was like, you know what? Maybe it's not just them. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's because I identify as this person, because this is the person that my family has always told me I was. Like, I'm the one person that they can come to when they want the truth. They can come to me to get that, right? And I think because I had that identity, I applied it in every relationship. And that's just not the case. So I started to change. I started to think about, well, maybe there's a different type of person that I need to be. Maybe I'm someone, instead of being someone who's just blunt, maybe I'm someone who can still tell the truth, but I know when and where to speak the truth, right? I know who to tell it to, and I know how to tell it to them. Like, I understand that there is going to be different boundaries for different people, and in the different relationships that I have with these people, right? So I had to re-identify with this other concept. I had to take on these other beliefs that maybe it's not them, like maybe I'm the problem. So once that changed, once my beliefs about who I was in the situation, like once all of that changed, I changed. And then once I changed, my relationships changed, my friendships changed. Now I know how to speak to people in a way that, yeah, I'm still going to tell you the truth, but I just know how to make it land a little softer now. So that's another way that I know that your reality is just a reflection of your beliefs. Another example is when I used to be super stressed out about money, like all the time, when I would literally like write in my journal like, I am so stressed out, and then I'll write like, what is stressing you out? Oh, money again. When I had the identity of someone who was struggling with money, when I had the identity of someone who wasn't good with money, right? Because in college, I mean, the struggling college student is just like a standard, right? It's a norm. Like, if you're a college student and you're struggling, that's normal, and that was 100% me. But I didn't want that to be normal for me anymore. Like, I didn't want that to be, because even though it was normal and it was accepted and it was like, oh, you're a college student, like, what do you expect? At the same time, like, because of how I grew up, I got a job when I was, as soon as I could. When I was like 14, 15, I started applying for jobs. I may have even applied when I was 13, but I started applying for jobs because I would watch my mom struggle. Like, she would struggle to do certain things, and even though I still had a good life, and I have no idea how she like made certain things happen. Like, in high school, I would have my nails done, I would always have weaves. Like, there were just things that she would make happen. I have no idea how. Okay, but I do remember that even though there were those good times, like, there was also times when I would see her struggling, right? When I would feel bad because I didn't have a job and I couldn't help. So as soon as I could get a job, I got a job. But anyways, I say all that to say that I also had an identity that, struggle was a normal thing, but it's not a thing that I want, right? I had this identity that money, just as fast as it comes, it also goes. Like, you know what I mean? I also have this thought that when you have the money, you have fun with it, but then it's gonna go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I didn't have a good mindset around like actually keeping it, saving it, investing it. And I had to grow to be that type of person, right? But when I wasn't that person, the way how I handle my money reflected that. It was very obvious, right? I would get paychecks and I would like have no idea where they went. Like, within a week, I'm like, where did that go? Like, what did I do? Like, I just had no idea. And then I continued to be a victim of that situation, of that reality. And it wasn't until I was like, you know what? This isn't working for me anymore. Like, I don't like this struggle. Like, I can't do this anymore. So what can I do to alleviate this stress? And then I started to become someone who I was like, and because I was also like starting to awaken to who I really was, I was starting to become very self-aware towards the end of college, towards my senior year. So I started to really like just look at my problems and think about like, well, what are you willing to do to solve them? Because if you're not willing to do anything to solve them, I'm tired of hearing you complain. And this is me talking to myself. Like, I'm tired of hearing you complain about the same thing. And I would literally write it out in my journal. Like, here's the issue. What are you willing to do about it? And if there was nothing I was willing to do about it, then I was not allowed to complain about it. Like, I had to move on from it. I wanted to have the identity of someone who was solution oriented. That was something that I also learned early on, is that if I focus on my problems, the problems get bigger. Like, me being stressed out and struggling has never helped me solve the problem of financial scarcity. Like, it has never helped. And I had to open my mind to that reality. I had to become that person and start identifying with someone who doesn't just stay stuck in a reality that doesn't feel good, but I am someone who has the power to change things. I am someone who has the power to choose what happens next and how I want it to happen. But there are sacrifices that I have to make now in order for me to be happy in the long run. As I started to evolve into that person with that mindset, who thought like that, who problem solved like that, my life started to change to reflect that. I started to feel lighter. I started to have more fun. I'd also have moments or I'd also like find jobs easier. I'd find jobs and it'd be jobs where like I'm able to finesse the hell out of the clock. Like, I barely had to do anything while I worked, but I maximized the hell out of that clock. Okay. So I just started to manifest these opportunities for more abundance in many different ways, not just financial, but in love and happiness and friendship. Like, these opportunities started to come to me because I started to point my focus, my perspective in the direction of the things that I wanted, rather than focusing on the things that I didn't want. And when my focus changed, things started to change for me, like I said. Okay, so that is how your current reality is just a reflection of your current beliefs. So this is good news, right? It's a little bit of good news. It kind of sounds like bad news, because then you're like, damn, well, if you're saying that I'm creating this reality where I don't have this, where these people are hurting my feelings, where I'm being used and abused, like, I understand it could sound like I'm saying it's your fault, and that's not necessarily what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's your responsibility. Regardless of what happened up until, from then to now it is your job. Today, it is your job to decide, you know what? I am taking full control and responsibility of my life, and I'm going to decide what happens next. And that starts with me doing an audit, like an identity audit. Like, who am I being right now? And the goals that I have, the life that I want to live, what does that require of me? Like, who do I need to become to get there? This is what you really, really want to focus on to be able to change your reality. The first thing is your thoughts. Thoughts become things, okay? Your thoughts create your beliefs. Your thoughts are the building blocks, like they're the seeds that you are planting in your mind. If you have thoughts that are negative, guess what those seeds are going to bloom into? Okay, negativity, more things to be negative about, more things to be sad about, to be stressed about. But if you plant seeds of positivity, then that is what will grow. Okay, your thoughts are the building blocks of everything. Okay, they create your beliefs and they are creating your reality. Before anything becomes physical, it is a thought. Okay, from a thought, it becomes something that you imagine, and from it being imagined and it being fueled by your belief and your motivation to make it happen, then the thought turns into an action that creates something physical out in this world. Okay, so your thoughts matter. Think about what it is you are thinking about on a daily basis, because those are the seeds you are planting in your mind. And your mind is like a garden. You want to make it a nice place to be. Okay, and this is a skill. All you really need to do is be willing to remind yourself over and 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 over again that this is the person that I'm going to be now, and I can't think these thoughts anymore. Like, the person that I want to become does not think that they are someone who is unlucky. Like, I cannot think that I am someone who is less fortunate than anybody else. I cannot think that there is things out there that I can't do. Like, these thoughts just won't serve my goals. They won't serve who I am, right? And who I am is someone who wants to create the life of their dreams, and I have the right to do that. It is my birthright. Okay, so be very mindful of your thoughts, because whatever you are thinking is exactly what will bloom in this world. That's exactly what your reality will reflect. The next thing is your focus, which goes hand in hand with your thoughts. What are you focused on? Right now, you might be in a place in your life where everything is going wrong. Like, this is going wrong. This happened. This relationship failed. These things are going wrong. Lost my job. Like, it might be one thing after another, and it might feel like, but this is really happening to me. Like, this is happening to me. You can't tell me to just move on from it when this is my reality. Like, I have a reason to feel bad. I have a reason for other people to feel bad for me. Like, look at me. I'm a victim. I get it, okay? I was there, and sometimes I'm still there, right? But here's the thing. You cannot focus on what is going wrong, because you are going to get more to be sad about. You're just going to get more proof that life is going wrong for you. Something that I've talked about before is that part of your brain that is called the reticular activating system, okay? It is the TSA of your brain. It is only going to let through what you say is okay to let through. If you say, my struggle is big, okay, I am struggling, the stress, it's real, okay, I'm losing everything, your brain is like, okay, got it, this is what we're focused on. We're going to focus on what we're losing. We're going to focus on what we don't have. We're going to focus on how things aren't working out for us. Like, you are telling the TSA of your brain, let it through. Just keep letting it through. Like, that is what you're doing, whether you are conscious of it or not. Okay, so what I want you to do is, whatever you're going through, if it feels like a lot, take a day. If you've already taken several days to deal with it, then it's time to let it go. But if you haven't, take a day to be sad about it. Take a day to be mad about it. Take a day to be regretful, doubtful, whatever. Just take a day to feel whatever feelings you need to feel, but then commit that tomorrow is going to be a new day. Like, tomorrow things are going to have to be different, because I want them to be different. But if I take this same energy from today to tomorrow, then I will just have the same life that I had today, tomorrow. Does that make sense? So that's what I mean by your focus. Whatever you are focused on is what your brain is going to give you more of. All the problems that you think you have, Start to focus on the solutions to the problems instead of the problems themselves. The third thing that I want you to focus on is your perception. Now, this is everything. Your perspective is everything. It is a superpower, okay? This is the thing that's going to separate you from all the other people who might be going through struggles just as like similar to you. But if you are the person who can struggle and still see that this has to happen in order for these other things to happen, life will not keep you down for long. You will not be sad for long. You will not be struggling for long, okay? But you have the opportunity to choose how you feel about everything that is happening to you, okay? If you are losing the love of your life, I want you to take a look into that experience and say, well, what did I learn? How could this be happening for me? How could I maybe have not been ready for this? You know what I mean? If you are losing the job that you thought you wanted, if you're losing friends, if you're losing family, like whatever it is, if things are just going wrong, if you tried something and you failed at it, you have the opportunity to see how this is happening for you and not to you. Your perspective is everything. And it doesn't matter what is happening to you or around you or in the world. Like, even with all the bad shit going on in the world, you still have the choice to focus on what is good, right? You can help, you can be a part of the things that aren't going right. You can do your part to try to make it right. Sign the petition, make sure you vote, do all of that. But at the end of the day, you have to choose the perspective that serves you. You have to be a little bit selfish. You're going to have to be. Because if you're not, and if you are always worried about this and that and this and that, then it'll be hard to see that this world can be very good to you. It'll be hard to see that good things can come to you again and again and again. Like, it'll be hard for you to see that things are always working out for you. Like, there is no bad energy in this world that is working against you. It's you versus you versus the people that you attract, you versus the thoughts that you have, you versus the perspective that you have. Like, that's the battles that you are going to be fighting on a daily basis. And those are the battles that count. Okay. So choose your perspective when it comes to anything that is going on in your life, because if you can choose a perspective that serves you, then your life will start to bring you evidence to show you that, you know what, things are always working out for you. You know what, here's the lesson in this, and now that you've learned it, you can move on to something else. Those are the three things that if you were to change them today, your reality 100% will change in no time. Okay, they will start to shift. But also be patient. You've been this one person for so long. You've had those same habits for so long. You have to be okay with the process of changing. You have to be okay with how long it might take. But I promise you, it is a battle that you will win, okay? It is something, eventually, it will become natural to you to be this new person, live in this new life, okay? That's what it takes right now. So that is how your current life is just a reflection of your current beliefs. When you want your life to change, if you don't like what you see, start by changing your beliefs. Start by changing your identity, okay? Change all the things that we talked about in this video, and life will look a whole lot different in 30 days if you were to work on these things consistently, okay? That is it for today. I hope it was helpful. I hope you bloomed. If you like this, let me know in the comments if there's anything that you specifically resonated with. And also, don't forget to subscribe and like, do all the things. I really, really appreciate it. I will see you guys on the next video.